The CUPW submission to the Strategic Review Committee surrounding Canada Post and public policy has some very key points that I'd like to kind of touch on. The first being that Canada Post currently has national coverage, and it should take advantage of that national coverage and the economies of scale in order to provide accessible and affordable services to each and every Canadian. This is an obligation to service all communities right across Canada, no matter where they are, and that should be balanced by the exclusive privilege in order to deliver letters. Postal services need to encourage economic development in the rural areas as well as the urban areas through retail or expanded services to the public, rather than closing post offices in rural areas and reducing public services. Our position is that Canada Post should operate in a manner that promotes environmental issues, i.e. greenhouse gas emissions, etc. Postal rates should be set at a level that's necessary to cover costs and expenses of operations, and surpluses should be reinvested into the post office and into expanding services to the public. Canada Post should remain collectively owned by the people of Canada and accountable to Parliament as it is today. Canada Post is considered as a public sector success story. Will that be the case if Moya Greene and the Harper government have their vision of Canada Post implemented? That's a really good question. And I think as postal workers, we need to really address those issues. It's very important that every postal worker understand and know what the union's position is in terms of the vision or our vision for Canada Post. And if you haven't read our vision, I think it's really important that each and every member reads what the union feels is the vision of Canada Post and the role it should play in our society. You can do that, if you haven't, by reading it on the national website, which is at cupw.ca.
Canada Post is beginning what is going to be one of the most traumatic changes to a postal worker's life. Right now, Canada Post is in the process of instituting the modern post or postal transformation. And what that's going to entail is a brand new processing plant here in Winnipeg and in some other select areas across the country. It's going to incorporate a new way of delivering mail, and it's going to incorporate a new process for processing the mail. Change is going to be visualized right across the board, right from the customer, right to the actual employee of Canada Post, each and every employee, as a matter of fact.
Moya Greene has come out publicly and said that she wants to get rid of 10 to 20,000 jobs from the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. She feels that we are underproductive and we can be replaced with machines. These machines that they're looking at for processing mail are called delivery point sequencers. And what that means is it will take the mail and sort it directly to the line of travel for the letter carrier or the delivery agent. And what this is going to do is going to profoundly affect on the way that mail is delivered and the accuracy on which mail is delivered across the country. Carrying mail with this new modern post is it's going to be profoundly effective as well, because if they're going to be sequencing our letters, our letter mail, they will sequence it to the point of delivery. And what that means is they're not going to allow us to case our short and long mail. We won't be sorting it. We will be sorting our flats. You will pull your flats, and then once your flats are pulled, you will walk out the door and you will grab a tray of mail that is already sequenced to your line of travel. And what they are saying right now is 80% of us are going to be motorized, and we will be doing our tie out on the street.